What's your name?
I'm Nathan.
I'm Hayden.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Yeah, so you want to just let me know what your position is on abortion? Otherwise, I'm happy to start with mine, too.
It doesn't matter. I'm against it.
Okay.
I think I'm a Christian and I believe that it's killing and murdering a baby. Curious to what yours.
Yeah, so I'm a Christian as well.
All right.
I believe that God said you shall
Yeah.
not murder. Abortion is murder because
Yeah,
God tells
exactly.
us in Psalms that we are conceived at fertilization. That's when human life
Yeah.
begins. Everyone's made in his image, regardless of if it's a wanted pregnancy or an unwanted pregnancy. And so I believe that we should establish equal protection for the preborn, just like we have equal protection for those who are already born. So the
Yeah.
same laws that protect you and I from being murdered, I just think we should apply them the same to the preborn.
Exactly. I mean, you see it too, like when a pregnant mother gets killed, they count it as two murders because of the baby inside of her and her. So I think that's pretty interesting that they have like that law, but then they consider it not for abortion. So it's just
What it really is it's just special murder rights for mothers.
Exactly.
Because if a boyfriend or a husband were to give his girlfriend or his wife mifepristone and misoprostol, which are abortion pills that you can take up to about 12 weeks pregnancy, if he was to give those to her without her knowing and it kills the child, he would actually be charged with murder right now. But if the mother does the exact same thing willingly, she doesn't get charged.
Yeah.
So all we have is special murder rights for mothers right now. And I just
Yeah.
think we shouldn't have that. We should just apply
Me too.
the law equally regardless of who the victim is and regardless of who the perpetrator of the crime is.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm curious to like what other positions you have. Like, obviously, have you had many people come up?
I just got set up about 30 minutes ago, so they're like the first one. But
I'm curious to like what your opposition, like if someone came up to you opposing it, what would be some of your arguments as well?
yeah, so I will say I was at Western Michigan yesterday, and there was definitely
Really?
a lot of
Oh, I'm
opposition
sure.
there. So I'd say the typical arguments are generally, and a lot of them are just factually or scientifically untrue.
Yeah.
They'll say the baby's not alive, or it's not alive till it passes through the birth canal, or they'll say, well, yeah, it might be living, but it's not actually a human being that can walk, eat, or breathe. They'll say it's her body; she should get to do what she wants with it, trying to make a bodily autonomy
Not to
argument.
interrupt you, but I find that part like crazy because like some people like let's see, where am I going with this? I just lost my train of
You're
thought
good.
there. Can you repeat that actually?
Yeah, so people will make arguments about sort of, it's not, they'll say it's not a living human
Wait,
being, or
I
it's not
remember
breathing,
now.
walking.
Like they say it's my body, my choice, but like people don't realize that 50% of the kid is also the man. So like, do they just not get a say in it? It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, whatever, what they think, it's my body. So
Yeah, they say the man has to pay child support even if he doesn't want the child.
Yeah,
But if the woman
exactly.
doesn't want the child, she gets to murder the child.
yeah, it's the whole argument is just kind of crazy to me. And they seem to always like circle back on just one set point of like, it's not even alive yet or something.
Yeah.
Like,
And I'd say one point on the science aspect. So yes, it's
Yeah.
true. If you Google like when does human life begin scientifically, it'll say fertilization. We all
Yeah.
know human life begins at conception, at
Yeah.
fertilization. But the truth is they don't care about the science, right? Yesterday when I
no.
was at Western Michigan, I asked people who disagreed, who said, oh, it's not a human being. I said, why don't you Google when does human life begin scientifically? And I think every single person I asked to do that without question, none of them were willing to do it. And the other thing is,
course.
I look around at America right now and I see men dressing up as women and women dressing up as men, and people saying, even if you're biologically a woman, no, you're actually a man if you believe it.
Yeah.
So I say, does our culture really actually care about the science? No.
No.
What this is a problem, it's not a problem of is it a human, is it not a human? We all know it's a human.
Yeah.
It's a problem of rebellion against God, and it's a problem of sin. And the only answer to sin and rebellion against God is the gospel, is putting our faith in Jesus Christ and trusting in Him for forgiveness for our sins.
exactly. I like that. Well, I had a great time.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
glad we
you.
got to talk.
Thank you.